Good morning, I'm Scott. I'll be your host for the next little while. Welcome to the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living. Please silence your phones and any other devices that might beep, boop, or blip so it doesn't disturb everybody. And I've also been required to give a warning. OSHA has called and they said do not stare directly at Edward for the Zoomers. For the Zoomers, you'll get to see what Edward looks like later. But when he comes up here, because he'll be doing the music today, do not look directly at him. It could be dangerous. What was that, Edward? No, we will listen to you, but with closed eyes. Okay, we always start our service off by an acknowledgement of the native lands on which we are located. The Eureka Center for Spiritual Living acknowledges that the land on which we gather is the ancestral territory of the Wiyot peoples. This territory extends to the communities through most of Humboldt County, and we honor the Wiyot peoples today. All right, we're going to move right into our song, led enthusiastically and well by Donna.
Please stand. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. Look up ahead. The path is there. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. I know you're scared. Maybe I'm scared too. Maybe I'm scared too. But here I am. Right next to you. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. Keep moving on. So you gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Well done.
I love that song, and I didn't know who had wrote it, but I got to see your sheet here today. You left your sheet together. That's written by somebody named Melanie DeMore. Do you know anything about her?
Yeah, she's an activist, great musician. She's got huge groups all over the world.
Activist and great musician, huh? Okay, Melanie Demore, thank you for that song, Melanie. All right, now let's go ahead. Oh, I don't have a clicker thing, so I guess they'll control it from the back for me. We're going to do our opening affirmation. I was watching last week's service the other night, and again, to our crew in the back, Marvin and Ari, I guess Ari's not here today, the job you guys do to get that, oh, and Anna with the sound, too. Yeah, the job you guys do for our videos is just amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. We do not look like a little town when you look at us on Eureka, on YouTube at all. But I was watching Tiffany, you know what Tiffany does, because Tiffany and I have a thing now going. Not that. What? Clarifying to Tiffany's husband and my wife, not that kind of thing, but we both take inspiration from each other and try and come up with something to make the opening more upbeat and fun. And here's what I decided I would do today. We're going to do the opening part together and then just go over to somebody who you normally don't see. This is a community, and we all get together with our friends, which is great, but walk up to somebody who you normally don't talk to and just either introduce yourself, say hi, give them a compliment. I'm glad to see you. You've got a default expression if you want to use that one, if you can't think of anything else. But just be friendly for a couple of minutes, because that's who we are at our very nature. So together we will all say the top half. We are a welcoming community where the vibration of love lifts us, the wisdom of the ages inspires us, and the science of mind teaching empowers us. Now, go be friendly. Oh, wonderful. Thank you for the bell. All right. Everybody revert to your cold, unfeeling selves, and we will continue with the service. Last night we had a really wonderful time. I was hoping Lorna would be here, but Lorna's probably home sleeping. It wasn't technically Lorna's 80th birthday, but we were celebrating her 80th birthday. And yesterday was Judy's 82nd birthday. Hey, Judy! And I think we can disrupt our service long enough to have Judy stand, and we will all sing happy birthday to you, Judy, if you would stand. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Judy. Happy birthday to you. I think that was last year or the year before we celebrated your birthday in the other room. And if you weren't available for that, Judy was quite the pistol when she was younger. So, some of Judy's stories, wow. So I don't remember them offhand except watching Judy speak and going, as Judy spoke. Okay, let's see our next slide if we could, since I don't have a clicker thing here. This is our schedule for the week. There is a lot going on. If you are bored this week, it is only because you are just not trying. So you'll see everything that's happening at the center. We're going to go over some of those in detail, starting with Brave, Vulnerable Conversations, which will come up here in a second. There we go. This is a Thursday informal talk group. and we've been going on since a couple of months now. I just want to clarify, if you haven't been to it, it kind of started out as a political talk group, and that, of course, happens a lot of times, but it's now just a sharing group. Like the last time we got together, there were about 5 of us, and it was just a fun conversation. It might have been vulnerable and brave, but it was fun. Yeah, we laughed a lot, we get to know each other. So if you've got Thursday morning from 10 to 11 free, and whether you'd like to talk about something that's getting to you, or just be with some like-minded people, come join us. There's no cost, it's just a nice conversation. Speaking of nice conversations, our men's group takes place on every other Saturday. That next one will be May 31st. That is open to people who identify as male, and you are welcome to join us, led by Edward. So please join us. It's some great conversations there too. We have another event called Crafternoon, where we get together and we craft in the afternoon, hence the clever title. In case you couldn't figure it out, that will be back in July, so don't worry about it for the next couple of months. However, if you would like to do something, we have 2 events put on by Better Together, our social group. The first one is Wine and Jazz, and that's this afternoon from 3 to 5. It's going to be at the Morris, I think it's just the Morris Graves Art Museum. Yes. Okay, but maybe they've split up and now they're Morris and Graves. It was a sad event, they just couldn't keep it together any longer. But it's just, the Morris Graves Art Museum is over on it's on F, I think it is, down between
F and 6.
F and 6, yeah.
We go to those, they're wonderful, these wine and jazz things.
These wine and jazz things are
and
wonderful?
then, they're going to also feature Doug Markham on guitar,
Okay.
who's fantastic, and he's my neighbor.
Okay, and Jeff was just pointing out there's also Doug Markham on guitar, who is fantastic and happens to be Jeff's neighbor. But that's today from 3 to 5, $5, Morris and Graves Art Museum. The next slide is also about Better Together. Now, this is Urinetown, which has a very odd name. It is a play, it is actually a Broadway musical that is being performed here by the Fifth and D Theater. That's the theater for which I work. It is a Redwood Curtain production. It's a big extravaganza. It is an odd, fun musical. It is wild. And the funny thing is, because I managed the house last week when it opened, having a play called Urinetown inspired a lot of people to have to use the restrooms. So I do need to let you know that the intermission is longer than they usually are, but it's a wild musical with some great dancing and just a lot of fun. And if you would like to go to it, that'll be Saturday, June 7th. There is a sign-up sheet. If there are 8 people or more who sign up, we at the theater discount it by $2 a ticket. And then I also, because I have connections, I waive the $1.50 service charge. So sign up over there. It's being run by Rose, and I imagine Angelica could talk to it if you needed to. More volunteer opportunities, yay, because you were looking for those. Twice Nice sale. Oh, we didn't get our new slide up. Huh? Oh, see how you are? Didn't get our new slide up. Anyway, the Twice Nice sale is June 20th and June 21st. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff we sell, we give away. I mean, we don't intend to give it away, but there's a lot of things that go out the door of all sorts, and we need volunteers to run it. It is our biggest fundraiser of the year, and it takes a lot of effort. It doesn't take a village, it takes 3 villages in a city to put this thing together. So please sign up to be a volunteer. I believe after today's meeting, after today's gathering, no. Yeah, there is. There will be a meeting if you are going to be a volunteer. We also have flyers now. So Angelica printed up several over there. So if you want to take some flyers, put them around. I will be having digital media available shortly, and you can put that on, what is that called? Hometown or Next Door. I'm thinking of the Bruce Springsteen song, was it My Hometown? Anyway, you can put them up on the web, wherever you can. Please get the word out. We'd like to get as much stuff in and, as importantly, out the door. We need volunteers. Next up will be practitioners are available. As a reminder, the practitioners, in this case, the ones who are here, we have a full complement of practitioners, myself, Susan, Edward, Michelle. If you would like to talk to somebody, just like to know more about the philosophy, you have something going on in your life, you would just like to share, we call them 5-minute miracles, and you can just approach any of us at the end of the service and say, I'd like to talk to you, and it's in confidentiality, and we will love to do so. SOAR, the big annual conference of all the Centers for Spiritual Living, hosted by the Mothership, as I love to call it, takes place in Banff, Canada. And that will be in August. There are a few slots still available. You can sign up at the link, and several people from our center will be going to that. Our little pantry it's got more food in it this week than it did last week. I think that was Lori, thank you for taking care of that. But we need non-perishable foods because we feed the local community through our little pantry. Please donate as you can if you're willing to go out and get a whole lot. Walk in Awe is here on Mondays, and you can just bring it in, and she'll end up separating it and putting it out there. And I think that's it for our announcements. Our theme for the month, which continues for another couple weeks, is Cultivating Resilience. And we will now go into a song, which will be followed by our moment of peace with Susan and Jackson, and then Angelica will come up after that.
Could we have the Be Still slide? Thank you. Be still, in quiet and in peace. We know the joy of wonder of relief. In this sacred space, where promises appear. In this secret place, there is no doubt or fear. Be still and know that faith has made us whole. Renewed are we in spirit and in soul. The light of truth within shines forth that we may see. Perfect peace is ours eternally.
When I saw the subject for this month, Cultivating Resilience, the first thing that came to me was faith. That's what I need for cultivating. Is that better? Yes. Okay. Anyway, resilience to me, it brings up faith. And then the second thing that came to me, for me personally, my personal message was I have to give up control. Oh, God. I know. Anyway, my reading today is from A New Design for Living, which is by Ernest Holmes and William Kinnear, which is a more gentle introduction to science of mind than the textbook is. And after I read this, I have a quote from this thing called You on Faith. So if you would just settle into your chair, after the reading there'll be a minute of silence, and then Jackson will sing us into our opening blessing. What is faith? Regardless of how exalted it may be, it is only a definite way of thinking. Broadly speaking, faith means a conviction about something that is stronger than anything which may appear to deny it. We need a faith in the creative intelligence in the universe, faith in the fact that things can be better, and faith in the spiritual causation back of all things, so that we are not confused by appearances. Faith is a transcendent principle, and through it, we may overcome situations or change experiences more to our heart's desire. However, no man can have this kind of faith in himself with the idea that he stands out separate and apart from the universe. He can have this kind of faith only in such degree as he first realizes his unity with a power greater than himself, a power in which he has the freedom to move about and to exercise self-control, but at the same time, a power which will never change its nature to suit the whims of his fancy. And this thing called you. Faith is a great adventure, a stimulating pursuit, a worthwhile attempt to utilize the higher laws of your being for definite purposes. Faith is a great adventure.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel its mighty power and its grace. There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Yes, the presence and the power of the divine is in this space, and I know that love is in this space too. I see it with every smile. I see it sparkling in every eye. And I know that we come together today to share our love, our support, our compassion, to learn what might be for us to learn, whether from the music or the talk, or talk with a friend or a stranger. We are all here, we are all open to the divine. We all accept this, knowing that with faith, we can have all the good we want, we need, and we desire in our life. And as we step out in faith, we know we do not step out alone. We not only have each other as support, but we have the divine creative intelligence always with us. And so I know that this service will unfold in its right and perfect way. I know there is something in it for each one of us. And I bless this gathering today. And so it is.
There's a holy hush around us. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
Jackson. And now Reverend Angelica.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan and Jackson, and everybody for being here this morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's always interesting after we have a party. The attendance is a little bit lower. I thought about that myself this morning. It's like I'm laying in bed, the cats are purring. It's like, oh, I have to get up and go to work. But you know what? I really love what I do, so it doesn't matter.
And we love what you do too.
Hey, thank you, thank you. So we've been talking about cultivating resilience, and I thought after last Thursday's Brave, Vulnerable Conversations, where I realized that it seems like every single day we're bombarded with something, I thought weathering the storm would be a really good talk title. And so what I know is that many people are feeling overwhelmed right now, whether it's about politics or climate events or violence or grief or personal hardships. You know, there's so much energy around fear, let's say. And my job is to keep rising above that fear in myself and hopefully helping you all do that as well. And so what I realized as I was meditating on this idea is that storms are not a sign of spiritual failure, because I was thinking about that. You know, well, here I am, I'm supposed to be this really spiritual being, and I'm so easy to go down a rabbit hole, you know, but it's not a part of spiritual failure. What it is part of the human journey. And then I'm walking through my garden and I realized, you know, even plants need storms or rainstorms, right, to grow. And so we don't want to deny the storm. We want to remember our power within it. Whatever is happening in your life, if you don't like it, I want you to remember your power within it. So I'm one that loves doctor shows. I mean, I've been watching Grey's Anatomy for 21 years or however long they've been on. I know it's a really long time. And then this past year, there was a new one called Dr. Odyssey, which is they're on a ship, right? And so there had been, the other night I watched this, and there had been the week before a huge tsunami. And while they were docked outside of an island where some of them had gone on a hike. And so this tsunami did a lot of damage, and it was followed by some earthquakes, which did even more damage. And it made me start thinking, as I was watching the show and watching this ship go through the things that it was going through to either get out of the way of the tsunami or survive in it, I started thinking, the ocean. I just spent 8 days in the ocean, on the ocean, not in it. And that made me think again about how vast and mighty, beyond comprehension, this ocean is that we're all living around. And when I thought about that, I thought there were some moments that I looked out the window of my room and I couldn't see anything but water. I mean, most of the trip, I couldn't see anything but water. I kept standing out there going, whales, where are you? I knew I was going to be able to see a whale. I did not know. But no land in sight, only endless waters, and the waves moved, and the winds came, and the clouds gathered, and yet I was never afraid of it. And I thought, why was that? And I realized, well, because I trusted the ship. I trusted that this ship had been back and forth across the Atlantic many, many times, and it knew exactly what to do, no matter what the weather was. And so I trusted the design of something built to weather that immensity. I trusted the rhythm, the steady rhythm of the crew that were continually keeping us happy. I trusted the quiet hum of an engine that never stopped moving us forward. And when I was thinking about this the other day, I thought, well, this is a perfect metaphor for a spiritual journey. So the ocean is life. It can be beautiful or peaceful. It can be overwhelming and chaotic. We don't control its movement, but we can choose how to move through it. We can choose how to travel through it. The ship is our spiritual practice. And our spiritual practice has to be built over time with faith and prayer and meditation and truth teachings and community and spiritual study. So to me, that was the inner engines that keep us afloat. And then I thought about the captain. Well, the captain is that divine presence within us. It's the I am presence, that still small voice that will calmly navigate us through any conditions. A lot of times we don't pay attention to it because we think we know better, but there is always that hint of intuition that says, do this or do that, or don't be afraid, whatever it might say. But so the captain is the divine within. The crew is our community. We don't sail alone. We don't move through our lives alone. We have family, we have neighbors, we have friends, we have our community here. We have lots of people that are walking beside us or sailing with us, and they help us find direction. And maybe even some of them serve meals of love and wisdom, or they simply sit with us when the seas are rough. So the crew is our community. And then I thought, like ancient sailors, the stars are our principles. The ancient sailors navigated by that light that was constant. They didn't have all those little machines or compasses or whatever, originally. They just had the stars. And I know that the North Star was the one that they paid the most attention to. And they, through oral tradition, whatever, they knew if you went to the North Star and then you looked so many degrees over to here, then you could follow that and you'll get there. Or you go there and you follow that and you get there. So our principles, we're also navigating, I believe, by a light that is constant, and that light is divine light. And that light is love, it's wholeness, it's oneness, and it's many other things that we teach here. And these are our fixed points of guidance, like the stars. So then I'm thinking about, okay, this is a good metaphor for life, but what do I do to move forward, to move my ship forward? So I thought about all the tools, we've been talking about resilience all month, the tools here that we teach, that we're beginning to know better and better every single time, for spiritual resilience. I asked somebody one day, not long ago, because we're teaching this class. It'll be class 2 this week. So if you wanted to join and you didn't, you can still come this week. I asked this person if they wanted to take the class, and they said, oh no, I did that a long time ago. And I remembered something then that was really important, I think, for all of us to remember, is that we're constantly building our consciousness. We don't get there in one class or 2 classes, or even as a minister in 6 years of study. I don't get there and then I'm there and there isn't any other place to go. One time during a meditation, I saw myself climbing a set of stairs, and I would get to this landing and go, yay, I'm conscious. And a whole new set of stairs would appear. It's like, darn. Okay, climb those. Yay, I'm conscious. And another set of stairs would appear. And that's what our life is like. It's like we're constantly moving through the world, learning new things. And so I thought about these tools that we have in our teaching for spiritual resilience. The first one is stillness. I think I mentioned last week that, or maybe in class, about how I realized how much I'm not present. I'm driving down the street. Am I thinking about consciously driving? No. I'm thinking about, oh yeah, after this, I got to go to the store, and then I got to stop at the dry cleaners, and then I got to, I'm reviewing my lists. Or I'm thinking about a conversation that I had with somebody. But we rarely are actually present in the moment. And what helps us get there is stillness. So that's my first tool. In Psalms 46:10, it says, "Be still and know that I am God." Be still and know that I am God. So I thought, well, what tools do I use to get there? To me, it was about practicing silence, being absolutely present in the moment, using my breath to do that, or taking sacred pauses in life. So stillness was my first tool. The second one is anchoring in truth. Ernest Holmes says, "In the midst of me is the undisturbed calm of the infinite." So no matter what we're going through, on the collective side or individually, in the midst of us is the undisturbed calm of the infinite. And how do we get there? We go to number one, stillness. We get still, we breathe. We can also use affirmations. One of my favorite ones is, "This too shall pass." And when I was reading it the other day, when I was thinking about it rather the other day, "This too shall pass," I thought I should add something to that. And so I added, "The presence of spirit never leaves me." I mean, when we really think about it, who we are is spirit in form, individualized expressions of this one greatness. And it's not like a bit of spirit goes into you, and a bit of spirit goes into you, and a bit of spirit goes into me. It's the same thing. The same, there's only one spirit, one energy, one divine energy that we call spirit. And it's moving through each one of us and becomes unique by how we think and how we believe. So anchoring ourselves in truth. The third tool I thought of was sacred community. I know that we do not have to weather storms alone. And yet we think, well, I don't want to go to church and be around a bunch of people because everybody wants me to be positive, et cetera, et cetera. I'm supposed to be. We have all these judgments about how we're experiencing life and how we believe other people are going to judge us. And hopefully in our spiritual community, we're looking at each other, remembering that what we're doing when we're looking at each other is seeing the face of the divine. We're always seeing the face of the divine. Being in spiritual community reminds us of who we are when we've forgotten. So I'm going to invite you as the spiritual community to let people know that you see them, that you're holding space for them, and that this is a place of spiritual shelter. That's what we've created here. It's a place where most people that are newer come to me at one point or another and go, gosh, when I walked through those doors and I met these people, I felt like I was home. And I love hearing that. So then I thought, the fourth one, which is the last one, the fourth tool is divine perspective. So I realized that if I'm feeling like I'm in a storm, maybe I could ask myself, what is the storm clearing out that is no longer serving me? You know how things get kind of messy when you're stepping up in consciousness. What if the storm is clearing what no longer serves us? And you can think about this on a collective scale as well as a personal scale. And what if the storm is strengthening your roots in the divine? And what if you are being called to rise more fully into your spiritual identity? I've come to realize over the years that when I get myself in a mess, it's because I've forgotten who I am. And I need to move to rise more fully into my spiritual identity. I need to remember the truth of my being. So what I'm going to remind us of today is that the storms will come. We're not going to live the rest of our lives storm-free. They're going to come in politics, in our planet, in our personal lives, but we need to remember that we're not drifting aimlessly. We're not broken. We're not alone. We're aboard the vessel of spirit, using this ship and sea analogy or metaphor. We're built by divine wisdom, and we're steered, guided by the spirit of the divine within us. So I got kind of poetic here. And I said, so when the waves rise, let's stand at the railing of our souls and say, peace, be still. And know this, the light is always with us. You cannot get away from it. It's in every atom of your body. It's in everything that you see, you experience. The light, with a capital L, is absolutely everywhere. It's all that there is. And so because of that, I know we're guided if we let ourselves be. I know we're safe if we let ourselves be. And I know that we're being carried forward into something that's greater than we could possibly ever imagine. What is that? I don't know. But I believe it's true. I believe that after a while we're going to be able to look back and go, wow, that was really crappy. But look where we are now. We're stronger. We're more powerful. We remember all the time who we are. And so let's take this into prayer. Gratefully, I acknowledge that there's only one life. That life is divine life, and that life is the life that we are living. I acknowledge that this divine life is unconditionally loving and infinitely intelligent. And how grateful I am to remember this. And so I choose right now to allow myself to remember all the time. To remember how powerful life is. How powerful we are within this life. And I celebrate absolutely everything about it. I know that in the area of health in our bodies, there is this power within us that is greater than we could possibly ever imagine. And so we turn everything over to this power with the belief in healing, absolute healing. And we do this with all areas of our life, with our financial life, with our work life, with our relationships, with everything. We remember that we are always in the presence of the divine because that's who we are, the presence of the divine. And so I see us moving out of where we've been into a place of gratitude. So grateful for the people around us, so grateful for spiritual community, so grateful for knowing and remembering constantly that this life is divine life. So I celebrate all of us. I celebrate this next week of this divine life that we are living, knowing that it's better than we could possibly ever imagine. We let go of thinking about the chaos. We know that this too is a movement towards something greater. So I'm grateful. Grateful for this teaching, grateful for our community, grateful for constantly having reminders. Grateful. And I release these words knowing that they are so for all of us. And so it is. So Edward is our musician this morning. Let's give him a hand. He's a little sparkly today. Thank you, Jackson, for your music.
There is no such word as little when it comes to Edward.
I'd wear that jacket for sure.
Sorry, guys, this is taking a minute. These things don't cooperate with me a lot.
Sure they do.
It's just you.
It's just me, you're right. Okay. I think that's the right one. We'll see. Hello, everybody. Scott always introduces himself as being the skeptical practitioner. I have just gotten a title from one of our family members here as being the flamboyant practitioner. Which, of course, I accept gratefully. My wife and I are shopaholics, so I did get this at Mardi Gras in New Orleans, and I love it. New Orleans is home. Over there, we don't believe in drab styles. You know, men have fashion, you know. What I'm going to do, I'm embracing change. And in the spirit of that, I'm bringing out one of my other family members here, which is in the brass section of my collection. And I've never played this in public, so I do a lot of firsts here. No pressure at all. And I was late for sound check, so, you know, hopefully. Anyway, this is called a flugelhorn.
A what?
A flugelhorn. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a trumpet, but it's a little bit more mellow and subdued. Actually, I wrote down the names because I'm really terrible at German. But Heinrich Stolzel, and I'm probably murdering his name, invented these piston 3 valves that he put on the ancient bugle back in 1818, and created the trumpet, which came around in 1820. This is the younger brother of a trumpet. This was created in 1825 by Stolzel and Michael Sorley, and also Adolf Sax, who went on to invent the saxophone later. And originally, this was called a sax horn, which I'm glad they changed it to flugelhorn. Flugel means wing, or it means flank, so in German. So traditionally, bugleists used to stand on the flank of charging armies and blow until they got shot. And everybody would signal the charge. So that's where the name flugelhorn came from. I thought it was also a derivative of bugle, which was their mother. But the song I'm going to play today is an arrangement I made of a song by one of my favorite older comedians, Charlie Chaplin. And it's called Smile. He wrote it originally as an instrumental, and it appeared in 1935 in one of his silent films. And 20 years later, a couple of composers put words to it, changed it to Smile. And they did it with the spirit of Charlie Chaplin in there. So, go for it. Here goes. That's the win.
I don't know if anybody else, first of all, thank you, Edward, caught the irony of that song debuted in a silent movie. How did they do that? For 3 or 4 minutes, people just stared at a screen and somebody was playing a flugelhorn. Yeah, I know. I thought maybe if it had the lyrics, that would be one thing, but just the music. And then the premiere of a mime was in the first talkie, and it all worked out to be the same. All right, we are going to, what? Oh, yes.
Eventually there was a soundtrack to go with the silent movie with Charlie Chaplin, and there were no words to the song. The lyrics were created in 1954.
Yeah, that's what he had said.
Yeah, I still agree with. I had to look it up because I was like, oh.
It's just a strange thing as far as I'm concerned, strange juxtaposition. Okay, let us now share our gifts, which we also get to hear the band play the background for that. If we could put the sharing affirmation on the screen, there it is. Together we say, I gratefully give from the fullness of my abundance, knowing my gift blesses this center, all in it and beyond. And so it is, and add what you can into the plate, and the band plays. Knowing that each gift, each donation is filled with love, peace, joy, and with a plan to help make the community locally and at large even better. With that, these gifts turn into energy and they expand forever, making a better world for all. For that, I am very grateful, as are we all, and we say, and so it is. Thank you. We have a moment or two for demonstrations, and then we'll do our statement of inclusion. If anybody has a demonstration, which is seeing something that originally started as thought, now manifesting itself in this plane, we would love to hear from you. In that case, we're all fired as religious scientists. None of us did what we were supposed to. Oh, good, we do have a demonstration. The microphone is yours.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, everyone. I'm Anima Clark. My wife is on the Zoom, Kathleen.
Hi, Kathleen.
I didn't plan this, so let's see what comes out of my mouth. But essentially, my wife and I, since we met, have been aspiring to move back to Humboldt County, and it's all coming to fruition. And I just got the keys a few days ago for our place in McKinleyville, and life is good. So thank you.
The fact that you said you hadn't planned, don't worry, those of us behind the microphone are not planned. We don't know what we're doing. Any other demonstrations? Thank you, Anima, and to your wife. All right, let's, who would like to read our community statement of inclusion? You get bonus points if you've never done it before. Oh, wonderful, thank you, Doug. Yeah, Doug can get the bonus points, yeah.
It's easy here? Oh, good.
There it is, it's right there for you. And then Donna will lead us in our closing song.
Can I pick this thing up? We, the Eureka Center for Spiritual Living, are a community that celebrates diversity, fosters inclusion, champions inner work, and creates space for brave, vulnerable conversations. We are a community that honors the unique emanation of God that each person embodies and advocates with people for human rights and dignity for all. We are a community that blesses each other, sees sacredness in all life, remains learners and listeners so that we may grow together and understand that oneness is not sameness. And altogether we say, we know our beloved community is revealed more fully when we love each other well.
I would like to share that I fell in love with the flugelhorn in the 70s when I would go and see Chuck Mangione in San Francisco. It was in, yes? So flugelhorn is my friend. Let's join in a circle. We can make it. We can make it if you stretch.
Oh, we'll have enough.
Totally.
Here comes Burley.
All right, looking good. Take a hand, make a friend. There we go. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as a power, none is all we. Yes, we walk with each other in perfect harmony. Yes, peace begins with me. Yes, this is our moment now. With every breath I take, yes, this is my joyous love. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it
For those of you who don't know, there's cake in the other room that Lorna left here, so go eat it.